Mind elevation.
You need to understand what his speech was, all right? So you know how to deactivate your Willie Lynch chip, because brothers and sisters, everybody born in this country, especially every African born in this country, is implanted with the Willie Lynch chip before they even leave the womb. Here's what he said. Greetings, gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods for controlling slaves. Ancient Rome would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on the James River, which by the way is named in honor of our illustrious king, whose version of the Bible we cherish, I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and the rope on occasion. I caught the whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple of miles back. You are not only losing valuable stock by hangings, you are having uprisings, slaves are running away, your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit, you suffer occasional fires, your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are? I do not need to elaborate on them. You know what they are. I'm not here to enumerate your problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them. I have here in my bag a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or an overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. Then there is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status on plantations, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley or on a hill, east, west, north, or south, whether they have fine hair or whether they have coarse hair, whether they're tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I want to assure you that distrust is stronger than trust. And envy stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The black slaves are receiving this indoctrination on my plantation, and if yours receive this indoctrination, they will carry it on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male against the young black male. The young black male against the old black male. You must use dark-skinned slaves against light-skinned slaves, and light-skinned slaves versus dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male against the female. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on only us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. For if used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful of each other. Thank you, gentlemen. And that's the end of his speech. Like I said, brothers and sisters, today's message is how to deactivate your Willie Lynch chip. Because what I just read here is all a part of the social engineering that we as Africans grew up under. This Willie Lynch syndrome that literally has us as Africans hating each other, not trusting each other, the first to talk about each other and put each other down, the first to laugh at each other. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You see, brothers and sisters, it was in the interest and business of the slaveholders to study the nature of the slaves with a view to the results that they wanted to achieve through slavery. Conscious of the injustices and the wrongs that they were perpetuating upon the slaves every hour of every day, they were concerned about what would happen if these slaves rose up in retribution. So they began to study these slaves. They studied their facial response. They studied their body language. They studied the tonality of their voice when they communicated to see if they were about to experience an uprising. If we are going to deactivate our Willie Lynch chip, brothers and sisters, we must, and I re-emphasize that, we must understand the Europeans or the Anglo-Saxons or the Caucasoids, whatever word you want to use. We must understand their ideas and their methods for ensuring the perpetuation of a master-slave relationship. Am I talking clearly for y'all? Y'all sure? All right. I was going to say, hold on, I'm going to talk heavier. How was the Willie Lynch chip installed in the psyche of the African in the first place? Think about that. We have more Africans today in the year 2002 who are absolutely in complete denial of the reality of racism. I mean, absolute denial. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, that stuff is in the past. I mean, straight up stupid denial that racism country and in the entire world. How did this programming get into us, people? Well, let's look at how it happened. Let's look at how it happened. First, they took a black African man. Then they took a pregnant African woman and her young African male child. Then they used the same principle that they use in breaking a horse. That's how they broke the African. In other words, their view was, you see, that it's necessary to break a horse from one form of life to another form of life. In other words, you have to reduce them from their natural state in nature. It's understood that nature provides the horse with a natural capacity to take care of their offspring, but not only the horse. Nature also provides the black parent or any parent with a natural instinct to take care of their offspring. So we have to break the natural sting of dependence upon the strong black male within the African family. You see, brothers and sisters, and look at the person next to you and say it's all about money. That's what it's about here. We're talking about the economic status of the slaveholders. They wanted to perpetuate their economic security. It's always been about money. So, to be sure that their future generations would see the necessity of maintaining Africans in an unnatural state, Europeans held the view that the horse and the African are no good to the economy unless they're broken.
The attack is psychological and powerful.
And the problem with you black, well, y'all got 2 hips to understand what's going on.